I don't know like what to do or say. Like, am I just doing hot takes? Am I just letting you just review? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how this is gonna work either, because we kind of fucked. Well, my computer is still fucking us over, even though everything works fine whenever we record this shit. Apparently it gets corrupted. I don't know. You're just gonna do your thing, I'm gonna do my thing, and we're gonna talk some football.
Oh yeah.
All right. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another unconventional Knicks picks. We are in week 9, and yeah, there's no Ben next to me, and you only see slower there, and you don't even see slower. It's just a logo. First and foremost, what are we gonna put over that hideous logo?
Baja Blast, bro.
Oh yeah, Baja Blast. I forgot that's what that was gonna be. All right, so it's Nick joined by Baja Blast. I'm still gonna put Ben's logo there. You're gonna have Ben's logo there. He'll be here in spirit. We did record this yesterday with Ben once again. I go to edit the videos and the file's not there. Not sure what happened. Hopefully this file is there when I finish this recording, but we're gonna get this done. We're gonna get this done. But in week 8, I did catch up a little bit with Ben. We didn't have too many differs, and we only had I don't remember exactly which one the challenge game was, but I won it. So that's all that really mattered. Going into the Thursday recap, it started with the Chargers beating the Vikings 37-10. It really wasn't too close of a game. The Vikings are kind of fucked at quarterback now. I still think the Chargers aren't that great, but what do you think?
I mean, with Carson Wentz being out for the season, obviously now they got to put JJ in. It's I don't know. Hopefully JJ learns something those 2 or 3 weeks where he was gone. That's all I can really say.
Going into the Sunday games, the Giants game was a rough one. I mean, I already kind of went through my whole spiel. I don't really need to like react all that. First off, rest in peace, Cam Scadaboo. You know, I don't think anyone in the NFL was hoping that would happen. Is what it is. Hopefully he comes back stronger than ever. And it was all about next year anyway. Let's be real. Tush push. Yes, it was a fumble. We all kind of agreed on that. We think the refs are horrible. Refs were too much of a factor in a lot of games this week. So that's going to be why the tush push gets banned, because the refs just suck at their job. And I remember you ended up bringing up a point that they just need an overhaul of the refs.
Yeah. I really like it's getting to the point where I don't think it's really a tush push problem. I don't like the tush push, obviously. I never have, but if they just ref it correctly, do I think it'll be that quote unquote unstoppable? No.
Essentially what it comes down to. The Jets had an incredible comeback victory against the Bengals. Breece Hall, the game-winning touchdown pass. Jets finally get their first win of the season. I think I said your parents would be happy. That was about all I had for this one. Poor Joe Flacco, though. Poor Jamar Chase.
T. Higgins, too.
The Ravens go on to beat the Bears 30-16. This is probably one of the weirder ones of the week, where I didn't really expect the Ravens to finally play good in a game, and the Bears looked absolutely awful. I do remember another thing from yesterday's recording. I'm remembering more this week than I was last week. Caleb Williams, you labeled a potential bust.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said yesterday, when you have Rome, when you have DJ Moore, you have a new offensive-minded head coach, you got a new tight end, a new receiver from the draft, you got Joe Tooney from the Chiefs, and you're still losing to backup quarterbacks that are like, the team is 1-5 now, obviously 2-5, but there's only so much you can say before it's like, all right, did Bears screw up again?
Ben was the only one that kind of disagreed with that. It takes him about like 5 to 7 years for him to change an opinion on something, so it'll be a while before he actually labels Caleb a bust. But 30-16, Ravens get this win. Speaking of Ben, the Dolphins go on to destroy the Atlanta Falcons 34-10, and I really wish the number one reason I'm so angry about this recording being gone is you guys missed an absolute meltdown out of Ben after this game. He prayed last week for Kirk Cousins to come into the game and to be the quarterback over Penix, because he felt like that was a better option. And they get absolutely curb stomped by the Miami Dolphins of all fucking teams with Kirk Cousins at the quarterback position. Ben was livid. Ben was not having a good week. I also beat Ben in fantasy last week, and I was 0-7 going into that. So it was not a good week for Ben at all. And I am just very unhappy that you guys don't get to witness that. But at least me and you can say that we got to see it, and
it was honestly very glorious. And you might not want to put this part in the video, but I saw someone on Twitter said that they shot the wrong and I was fucking dying.
God. Bills go on to beat the Panthers 40-9. Just an absolute fucking blowout here. It was Andy Dalton for the quarterback position of the Panthers rather than Bryce Young. Would that really have affected the game? I don't really think so, but Andy Dalton did play like absolute shit. And the Bills lost Ed Oliver for the rest of the season, so that'll be interesting. The Texans go on to beat the 49ers 26-15. This is probably another one of those weird ones this week where, I mean, the 49ers have been playing pretty pretty well, barring all their injuries. And the Texans have been playing really poorly, considering what they had to go into this season with. So this was kind of a weird one. I think we both just kind of came to, or all three of us kind of came to the conclusion that the 49ers injuries are just starting to catch up to them a little bit. But
I mean, it's just the same story every single year. And I don't like the 49ers, obviously, for very obvious reasons, but I kind of feel bad for them, like, at some point. It's every year this happens.
But I did bring up the joke. They play the Giants this week, so good pick-me-up game. Patriots went on to beat the Browns 32-13. I know you had something on this. I don't quite remember what it was, but I know Ben said something about Myles Garrett. He should never have just taken the money because he is just in absolute hell in Cleveland. Oh, you said Drake May. He's going to win a Super Bowl before Josh Allen. And that was an interesting one. That one got me and Ben both thinking because we both agree that Drake May is in a better position with Mike Vrabel rather than Sean McDermott. And I brought up salary cap issues, how the Bills have been kind of building towards this is our year for the last like 5 years, whereas the Patriots are just now starting to get to like this is our year territory. So, I mean, yeah, you're potentially right about that. There's potential there. But I also do kind of think, I mean, I had the Bills winning it all in the preseason. I do have a small feeling that this is the Bills' year, but like I've had that feeling a couple of times already. So
yeah,
the Bucks went on to beat the Saints 23-3. Not much to say about this. It was just a pick-me-up game for the Buccaneers. They played amazing in this one. Their defense specifically. Sean Tucker, Syracuse Pride, got a touchdown in this game. So shout out. Colts continue to beat up wimpy teams. They beat up the Tennessee Titans this week 38-14. Little bit of a tougher matchup this upcoming week against the Steelers, but I know I did see watching the Monday night game, they do have the Chiefs coming up on their schedule sometime soon, so we'll get to see how real this Colts team is in just a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I do want to say this too. I don't know if you saw it like on Instagram or Twitter or anything, but I believe it's Jim Irsay's daughter. Like she's now like the technical owner of the Colts. She was like on like the sideline, like taking notes and stuff like that, like talking about like like who's bullshitting. Like she wants to know like what's happening. She's doing a pretty good job, and like I'm not the type to bring up this sort of stuff. You can take this out of the video. I don't really care. But it's nice when women are involved with football, like she is, like that. Like it's actually cool as hell. Especially because Jerry Jones, I mean, if you look at him, he's micromanaging everything, and look what he's doing. Meanwhile, her in her first year is figuring it out already.
Slower's girlfriend is in the room with him currently. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, she is.
No, I mean, she's doing a great job. It's really hard to argue with what the Colts have done this season. And I mean, I hate when people micromanage shit like that. Like, oh, she's on the sideline. That must mean she's sitting there watching their every move. And, Colts players have no flexibility in this. Like, I hate when people micromanage that shit. Like, she's on the sideline taking notes. I don't think that's a big deal. The Broncos go on to beat the Cowboys 44-24. I thought it would have been hilarious if the Broncos could have came back from 2 scores to their third NFC East team this season, but instead they just blow the fuck out of Dallas. I don't have anything else.
I really don't have anything. I actually really feel bad for Dak Prescott for once.
I do. I really do feel bad for Dak. Going into your game, I'll let you kind of take the floor here. The Packers go on to beat the Steelers 35-25. Didn't look good for the first couple quarters, but I mean, Jordan Love made it happen.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say what I said, yesterday. I was very just hyped up yesterday, but I'm just proud of the kid. I really am.
For context, what he said yesterday was Jordan Love is God himself, and no, it was something about him being top 5, which we didn't like. Me and Ben weren't like, oh my God, Slower, shut the fuck up. No, we were like, he's around there. I mean, you can argue some people to be over him, but I mean, beyond the main 4 that we keep mentioning, Mahomes, Lamar, Josh, and Burrow. I mean, but beyond those 4, like, there's definitely some arguments to be made about who you would have over him or who you wouldn't have over him. But he's playing great this year, and we both had him in the Super Bowl this upcoming season, so I'm praying for you, dude.
Hopefully.
If I can't have it this year, you might as well.
We all know it won't be the Falcons.
It definitely won't be Atlanta. And we finished off the week with the Chiefs going up against the Commies. I mean, they were without Jaden again, and the Chiefs continue to look great. So that ended out week 8, and I did catch up to Ben a little bit, although he's not here. I did catch up to him a little bit. I'm only down by 5. It is 82-77 in our total. So, I mean, still a lot to happen. We're at the halfway point of the season, but I'm catching up. That's all I can say. I'm catching up. So obviously, since this is a re-record and a little bit of an unconventional Knicks picks, obviously we're not kicking Slower out of here. This is around the portion where we would kick him out and then me and Ben would talk shit about him for a second and then we'd get into our picks. But you know, we're skipping that part. Now we could sit here and talk shit about Ben if you want.
How about this? Because I don't know who you guys picked. Can you actually like send me like who you guys picked, or I guess Ben? Like I'll just play like Ben's role, I guess.
All right, so let's get right into the week 9 predictions. Boom, they're up on the screen right now for you guys to take a look at. Take a pause, take a look for your team. Let's get into these week 9 predictions. And we start with my game this week. It is the San Francisco 49ers against the New York Giants. The Giants are home. That is the good news. 49ers are a hurt mess. That's the other good news. The Giants are a lot of worse things. And that's the bad news. And that's why both me and Ben had the Giants losing this game to San Fran. Ben had a bit lower scoring of a game, 20-17. I have the 49ers winning this one 27-20. Give your pick. What do you got?
I'm probably going to say 49ers for this, but at the same time, I do want to see how Jackson Dart goes against an actual good defense. Because, like, yes, he versus the Eagles, which is a good defense. But I think 49ers have a little bit of a better defensive scheme just in general.
And with nobody now, with absolutely nobody left at this point besides Wan'Dale Robinson.
I will definitely say if he can overcome this, you know, I don't think there's much anger for the Giants fans in this one.
Honestly, like as long as he performs decent, I am so hyped for next season. So hyped. We would move on to Ben's game of the week, and since he's not here, we're still going to talk about his Falcons, how they are going up against the New England Patriots this week. It is a rematch of what I got to say this, the greatest Super Bowl of all time, and Ben was very angry about me saying that. I actually don't even agree with that. Super Bowl 42 was the greatest Super Bowl of all time, you know, beating the unbeaten Patriots, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, I just had to make fun of Ben a little bit. They're going up against the Patriots. Both me and Ben don't think the Falcons have a fucking shot in hell. Drake May has been playing absolutely amazing. I mean, obviously we don't talk about this game much because I know you agree the Falcons are probably getting their ass kicked in this one, but gives us more of a chance to talk about Drake May that we did last time, but we didn't really get to this time. I had at the beginning of the season that the Patriots were actually going to be pretty decent. I didn't quite see them being this decent.
I think they're just...
It's not Stephon Diggs.
I really do hate to bring the Packers into this, but I sort of need to because they are very much alike. They're both just really young teams that just were not supposed to do good and then just figure it out slowly. And like to even compare it more, like the Bills are a lot like how like the Lions are, where they will dominate teams. But if they go into the playoffs, what do they really do? Not much.
Right.
I don't think like the Patriots are going to make the Super Bowl this season, but do I see them going to a championship game? Like I know you said yesterday, like it could be like against the Colts. I can definitely see that. They said they keep on just racking up wins, and if they can sweep the Bills, they might have actually a really good shot.
They could have a shot at the 1 seed if the Colts start to fall off a little bit here. All right, we move into what is the game of the week and what for me and Ben is also the challenge of the week because we only had this one differ this week. It is obviously the Bills and the Chiefs. I mean, when the Bills and the Chiefs play, that is the game of the week, no matter what other game is going on in the NFL that week. Bills and Chiefs is primetime football, even though it's not even Sunday night. It's like a 4:30 game. Ben has the Bills in this one. I have the Chiefs in this one. My reasoning, I just think the Bills are a little too depleted on defense, and Kansas City's offense has been very hot lately. On Ben's side of that, Ben said that the Bills just seem to have the Chiefs number in the regular season, but not when it matters, obviously, in the postseason. So what's your pick in this game? Be the tiebreaker.
I'm honestly gonna have to go, I hate to say this, I'm gonna probably go with the Chiefs. They just look like they're on the hot streak. Obviously, they got back Rashee Rice. He's looking fantastic. They just look like they're a dominant team again. As soon as I said that they're not going to make the playoffs, they've been undefeated since, and I hate that. I should have never said anything.
I will say, if this game was last week, I would feel a lot less confident in the Chiefs because the Bills would be coming off that 2-game losing streak and off their bye. Like, they played pissed last week. I feel like they got that all out of their system, and now they're just the Bills again.
It's going to be a good game, but I don't know if Bills got it.
Will it, or will it just come down to a pass interference at the end of this game or a holding call or something along those lines?
I will try not to talk about it if that happens. So like that.
All right. Well, since obviously me and Ben didn't have a challenge game this week, the last game we're going to talk about, since we have Slower here with us, is Slower's game of the week. Packers going up against the Panthers. I mean, it's not much to talk about in this game. I don't know if Bryce Young is still hurt or not. I think if Bryce Young is out in this game, it is playing in this game, I think there's a chance that the Panthers win this one. But me and Ben both did agree at the end after like you were very hyped about the Packers during the recap when we recorded originally. So when we got to this, when we were doing like the full recap or the full breakdown of all the games this week, Ben was saying if the Packers lose this week to the Panthers after everything we just said, he was not going to let you hear the end of that.
This week is definitely a heat check. I can see this also being like a Browns game where it's sort of like a trap game. We're so hyped about, us beating Aaron Rodgers that we go into this game just not prepared. This is really like a heat check, and if we do come out and we dominate the Panthers, I will feel a lot more confident going into the Eagles game. But if it's a trap game and we lose, I don't think that we're gonna beat the Eagles after that. I'm not so worried about the Panthers. I'm still focused on the Eagles right now. Like Panthers are just there.
Yeah. All right. Well, just spinning through the rest of the week real quick. You guys are going to be watching the Ravens and the Dolphins tonight. That is the Thursday night game, a battle of 2-5 and 2-6 teams. So whoop-de-fucking-do. But maybe Lamar's back. So, hey. Chargers are going up against the Titans this week. That's not really all that interesting. Another easier win for the Chargers. The Bears going up against the Bengals this week. That's kind of... I almost picked the Bengals. That's a 50-50. It depends on what team shows up, I guess. Colts and Steelers could be an interesting one. I guess it really depends on what Steelers team shows up, but the Colts, this is probably their tougher matchup in the last like 5 weeks. So the Broncos going up against the Texans this week should be an easier win for the Broncos, but the Texans had a better game last week, so I guess you never really know. The Vikings going up against the Lions this week should be an easier win for the Lions. We'll have to see what the Vikings do at the quarterback situation. It sounds like it's going to be JJ McCarthy, but if not, I mean, I don't even know who else they have at that point.
Yeah, we looked it up yesterday and we just didn't even know the name.
Yeah. The Raiders going up against the Jaguars is probably the shitter of the week. The Saints going up against the Rams later on Sunday in the 4:00 games. And the Sunday night game, the Seahawks going against the Commanders. And then the week ends off with the Cowboys going up against the Cardinals. I mean, there was no differs in any of that. We all pretty much, it's consensus on who we thought was going to win. You guys saw it all down below anyway. But that is it for week 8 of Nick's Picks. Drop a like on this video. Make sure you subscribe. And make sure you get down into the comments to get into our giveaway for the mystery Japanese Pokemon slab as soon as we hit 500 subscribers. But sorry for this unconventional Nick's Picks again. We will have Ben back next week again and Slower as well. We'll have all 3 of us and hopefully in not a rushing situation. But appreciate you being able to be here for this re-record.
Of course. It was great being Ben.
It was great being Ben. Well, drop a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you guys in the next Nick's Picks. Have a great one. Peace.
Peace.
And this is typically the part of the video where I open a Pokemon pack. So,
hell yeah.
If you would indulge me real quick.
Oh, yeah.
We're giving away a mystery Japanese Pokemon slab to someone in the comments as soon as we hit 500 subscribers, as I just said. So every video, beginning or end of every video, I open a Pokemon pack, a Japanese Pokemon pack at that. So... Slower, you're not as hyped about Pokemon as Ben is, but you will be here and witness this masterclass. And again, I do typically have a better camera for my Pokemon opening videos, but this is Discord and this is the best I can do. We have a Miltank. We got a Tinka, I think its name is. Oh, I think I got clapped on this pack. Nothing on there. And yep, we got clapped. Clippity clapped. Nothing in there. But if they comment and subscribe Slower, guess what they get?
One of those.
Well, not one of those. They get a graded one. They get a slab.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, I just play Pokemon games. I don't know much about Pokemon cards.
All right. You got to, if you're going to be Ben, you got to do the bye, guys.
All right. Bye, guys.